Hello and welcome back to another Sketchbook Sunday, except it is not Sunday and we are not working in a sketchbook. It is Swatchbook someday. And what I mean by that is, so the other video or so ago, I uploaded just a video of me testing out homemade watercolors that were like nighttime kind of colors and color shifting. This time we're doing another color shifting set of watercolors by ToebeanHobbies. In this case, it'll be a variety of colors, not just one specific theme. Here's like the information. That's what we got. And then a little handmade note to me, which I think is a really nice touch. Then, what I thought was a nice touch is how these watercolors were prepared. So, what came in the package, I opened it when I was in the car first, are these cool little freebies. So, first we got ourselves a pipette, so I can just have like a little dish of water, pick up some water to activate the watercolors. And then I was given some extra paint here, this one being blush, this one being moss, so I'll try that out. And here we have the main dish, which are these watercolors. So compared to the other watercolors I reviewed, these are not in a magnetized watercolor pan, but instead these are the small sizes of watercolor, and it's on cold press watercolor paper, which I think is a really nice touch because it evokes, the sense of what this is for. It's for watercolor to use on watercolor paper. And while I prefer to be in pans, I have my own plastic pans if I ever want to remove them. But in this case, where I'm keeping my homemade watercolor, since I think this is the last batch of them I'm going to keep, I think it's fine here as it is, as these nicely can fit in here. A little plastic tin, not tin, well, really. Then I have like these double-sided sticky circles to use. But yeah, these are like first impressions. I have a good feeling about these. These have like a nice vibrant color. I got different varieties, so I'll be really excited to do different swatches and test these out. And maybe in the future, if I ended up liking them, order them again. So just for organization's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I said, where I'm gonna put double-sided circles on the back so I can attach them to my homemade watercolor case. So I got the sticky circles applied, then press it down here. I think that works quite nicely. There you go. I think they're all, I think they're all put together quite nicely. Alright, we got a little swatch sheet here, and then we got the paints. They're all soft and ready to go, and it's time to go ahead and swatch them out. Now, admittedly, it's gonna be a little tough to show the full range of the color on here, so of course I'm gonna do my best. So these colors are what's known as color shift or chameleon colors, meaning depending on the light and the angle that you look at them with, they're gonna look like different colors. So here is the poisons colors, and these applied smooth as butter after activation, and these are just so gorgeous. These are really opaque for the amount of effort you put in, and like, of course, if you had them at an unflattering angle, they could look like that. But in the right light, which you're going to be most likely looking at them with, you get this. And so honestly, it would be better if I did like a longer streaks of paint, but I needed this to be small enough so that it fits in my little container here. And as well, I'd rather use the colors in actual painting works than just as a swatch. So ignore my busted nails. Like, look at that. And even like what I'm showing on camera is different than what I'm seeing like in person. But you'll see those shades as I turn them around like this. Like, these are a lot more vibrant in person, and a lot of the orange and yellow shades, they're not being picked up quite like I'd want to. Let's see if I can adjust the setting. I adjusted my ring light a little bit. Let's see if that changes anything. I think it does. I think it allows the warm colors to show more. For the nightshade, the color shift that shows if they're at different angles is like a really deep rich magenta, a deep blue, and an aquamarine teal kind of color. For oleander, we got like an orange color, yellow, and like green. Poison ivy is pretty close to oleander, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like it's a little bit more gray and blue in different shades, whereas wolf's bane, definitely a lot more purple, blues, teals. Foxglove, it's green, orange, and magenta. And you is definitely on the red, orange, and yellow. Oh yeah, I forgot, foxglove also shows red as well. And it's not reflecting this green matte. Like, if I didn't have this here, it would reflect those colors anyway. So just gorgeous colors. I can't wait to try these on something. Like, first impressions, very beautiful colors. I think for now, I would say my favorites, and that I think I would definitely want to order in the future again, would be the nightshade and foxglove. And I gotta see between these two. These are very close. I think this is warmer and orange. This is more green. So I think oleander, probably nightshade, oleander, and foxglove if I was to order these again. Now let's go to the other set. And these are the magical color shifted chameleon colors, and I don't feel like they're really color shift, because unlike the poison set, I feel like the color shifting's more in the glitter than anything. So like the Siamese, there's kind of like a light lilac purple. Oh, oops. I mean, they all kind of seem to have this light lilac purple kind of sparkle to them in a way. Champagne, yeah, it's like in light, you see the, oh, sorry. Okay. It was with me. Okay. Yeah, it's not as color shift. I feel like there's a definite color to them. Like, for example, lemon is definitely like a green yellow, but in the shine it becomes purple. So I mean, I guess it's color shift, but it's not as like I guess outspoken, I would say, as the poisons. Like, it's not like a total rainbow change, it's just a different shine color, so to say. Like, if you were, let's say, painting digitally, it is kind of just a different highlight color that shows up. Like for rosy brown, it's like a pink highlight against a light yellow ochre color. For olive, it's like a light green upon a kind of muted green, and so on and so forth. It's more just the highlight color than anything. It's not really like total different color change in different lighting. Like, you see how drastic these things will change. Not the same. But I still think they're pretty gorgeous though, so. It's just these are probably more softer kind of accents to them. So here are these side by side. So far, I have a good feeling about these. Are very beautiful colors. I think on the magical side, if I was to get these, I really like the look of the cotton candy. And I like seafoam just because I'm biased. It's kind of blue. I just chose 2 blue colors. I think cotton candy, seafoam, lemon is also nice because such change of like light green to like this light color. Maybe champagne as well. Probably, I think would go with these if I was to go again. Alright, then let's see them being used in action. So, and to test out these watercolors, I figured, well, since these are called Colorshift, aka Chameleon watercolors, so what better to use as a test subject for those colors other than chameleons? So, for the magical Colorshift set, I decided to do like several varieties of chameleons, such as this is like pygmy, this is one with the panther chameleons, this is like Indian chameleon. And for the poison set, I decided to just do one big Jackson chameleon because I don't know, because they're really cool. The horns kind of like mess me up because I'm like thinking like, how would a chameleon's head look like in this pose? But anyway, so a big chameleon for the poison set. So here we go. So of course, before painting, we gotta do our drops of water to activate these watercolors and let them sit. Okay, so for the first chameleon we have here, we got a Ambelobe Panther Chameleon. I think most of these are actually Panther Chameleons. So with this, I'm gonna be testing the strawberry color and lemon because this chameleon is very red in tone. So I wanted to see how it looks here with the strawberry colors. And of course, the color you see on screen is gonna be different than what I even see in person. Because right now, from my point of view, I see more of a red-orange color, while on screen it looks like it's yellow. But of course, that's the nature of the color shift. You'll see the effect a lot better when I start shifting the paper around at the final part. But so far, let me bring the paints onto view, right? So you guys can see how it works. I find these colors to work very smooth. I don't feel like I have to like super work hard to get the paint to come out. I think it'll be nice to add some blue tones to the Panther Chameleon a little bit because this blue bar Ambelobe Panther Chameleon, that's the specific chameleon I'm working with right now. So I want to put some hints of blue in there. And we're working on not dwelling way too long on each individual chameleon, as you know, the part of me really wants to put a lot of focus and details on them because I'm like, oh, maybe I could make these into stickers or something like that, but I really can't. Not with these shimmery watercolors, as these do not scan well. Okay, moving on, we got the little pygmy chameleon here, which hails from East Africa. As it's also known as like the African. Oh, let me see. I forgot. Let me think about it. African leaf chameleon. Yeah, East Africa and Central Africa. These little guys that are like smaller than the length of the fingers. This one has more of a muted yellow green tone, so I might go with the olive, lemon, and moss from this color. While that layer of color dries, we're going to move on to the next chameleon here, which is the Indian chameleon. To the left, this one's a very spindly, thin little guy. So we're going to go ahead and give him the big dose of green with olive here. Let's see how that looks like on video. Moving on, while those layers of those colors dry, we're going to go on to the Parsons Chameleon for this guy. We're going to go ahead and use the sea foam, which is the other blue here, so we can see the difference between these two blues. And before we talk about, ignore how ashy my hands are, but like, look how much glitter comes off. Like, I am not kidding. The glitter, it definitely comes off. Like I said, ignore my ashy hands. Ignore how ashy they are. Just like, look at all the glitter that comes out. Alright, so in this one, we got the Jeweled Chameleon. And this one's going to be an interesting color to see because for the picture I'm choosing to work, well, picture, color scheme, whatever I'm choosing to work with for this chameleon has major areas of the body where it's just black with hints of green and orange showing through. And so I decided we're going to work with it like we do with the regular watercolor, meaning we're going to put the light tones down first and the darker ones later. So we're going to see how well those blend. Looks like stripes here. And while that layer dries, we're going to work on the last chameleon, which is the Banja panther chameleon. And this is also a chameleon that's native to Madagascar. We're going to work with the cotton candy color as well. This chameleon has variations of color. We're going to try to focus on like exploring these pinks, right? So we're going to go with the deep blues of cotton candy, which, as I said earlier, has those pops of pink glitter. Try and go ahead and see what it's like if we mix colors here to give some darkness. And yeah, it works pretty nicely. They blend well. I'll probably go into all of these and give them some kind of like shadow as well. Shadow lighting, or at least some impressions of it. As I'm seeing, I like what I'm seeing here. I like that the paints work well together. So I ended up changing the chameleon from a Jackson's chameleon back to a panther chameleon because I don't think that Jackson chameleons can have as many colors as the panther chameleons have. So, and I wanted to get the whole range of the Poison's color set, but a part of me is like, oh no, I can't just pretend the Jackson's chameleon can be all kinds of colors if they can't really do so. So anyway, because it seems like they can only really change the shades of like green. But anyway, gonna go ahead and swatch out the Poison's Paw color set. Alright, now here we go. Honestly, it's a little tricky because it's like, yeah, I don't exactly know 100% how the colors are turning out. How my ring light's set up, it looks like everything's like very, what's it called? Not muted, it's just dark. So we're gonna see how it works. So I think these layers have enough time drying, so we're gonna go back in it and give them the final touches. Okay, so I ended up adding some Winsor Newton to this piece. I'm still working a little bit on it, but I felt like I needed to for the leaves and background because I felt like it'd be nice if, since there's like a little scene elements, those scene elements are in regular watercolor, but the chameleon itself. So the pencil lines on these watercolor pieces, some parts can actually come off. Like when you do commercial watercolors, what you'll see is that they would kind of bind the pencil lines to the paper. While here, not necessarily so, because as you can see, some of it, like the ones that aren't colored in watercolor, won't come off, and even the ones under the watercolor will as well. Alright, and here are the final pieces, and I'm gonna hold them up individually because, you know, color shift and all. So here are the chameleons that I painted as a part of magical swatches. The top part right here, right? Then here we are, including all the colors in here in some way or form, some lighter than others. And I outlined the chameleons with pencil because I felt like leaving it with the lighter pencil sketch I had before, it was making it really hard to see the image of the chameleon, and I didn't want to go full ink because I wanted the point of this to be like a focus on the colors. So yeah, I felt like this is the best compromise because I wanted you guys to see chameleons but also appreciate the colors. So here we are. I'm gonna just shimmer it around for a bit, as best as I can, to get the same, or at least similar, impression you'd see like in person. As you can see, color shifting mainly in the glitter highlights, and I think it's really nice and subtle, as you can see. Well, I hope you guys can see, like, in there's a lot of purples, yellows, and such going on. And for the magical, no, for the poisons palette, we got these colors over here, and this is the final piece. I decided to line this with colored pencil because originally I was gonna also line the other piece in colored pencil, but I just felt like that was overcomplicating what I wanted. So anyway, here is the magical color set. As you can see, the color shift is like way more drastic in my opinion. As you can tell, like I said before, I would actually just use this for accent color, because as you can see at like certain angles it's gonna look very plain and dull, but then bam, in certain other colors you'll see, in certain other light you'll see the full scope of color. And I think these are like super cool, even without like an underlay of some other kind of watercolor. And as you can tell, the yellows goes to green to orange, and yeah, like that's why I'm saying this is a lot more drastic than the color changes here, where it's more like highlight. This is pop. And I think honestly, I would not mind getting these as full-sized half, or not full-sized half. It would be a half or whole pans, because look how gorgeous these are. I'm gonna see if I can turn off my ring light here. Oh, here's what it looks like in warm light, because why not? Let's turn off the ring light. Oh, even warmer light. Okay, let's see if I can shut that off for a bit. And ta-da. Let's see. It all changes depending on the color, and that's what's so cool about color shift or chameleon colors. Alright, turning the light back on. And so yeah, that is my review of the ToebeanHobbies Poisons and Magical Paw card. I would say I definitely highly recommend these. If you're someone who doesn't have watercolor, I wouldn't say like to first get metallic or color shift watercolors as your first palette, just because, you know, you don't want to do like more applications. And as you can see with these are kind of limited to like being accent colors, and you can't really scan these colors because it's not gonna have the same effect, you know what I mean? But these are gorgeous if you do want to dabble in the color shifting chameleon colors. They apply super smooth, they layer pretty nicely. It did not clump up at all painting with these, and I think they're a very gorgeous set. I gotta say, I'm so biased for the Poisons card just because the vibrant colors they have going on. I think my favorite of this set is gonna be Nightshade and Oleander. Nightshade having this kind of blue, purpley green gradient that I can have. They have blue, purple, green, teal, aquamarine, and Oleander having like yellows, greens, oranges. And of course, all of these at some capacity turn into those rainbow colors, but these two are definitely my favorites. I would not mind having like a full pan of those. But honestly, great colors. And the magical color set, I love. It's more neutral, pastel-y tones, as you can see here. So yeah, and that's my review for these. Gorgeous colors, gorgeous work. I definitely would recommend going to ToebeanHobbies if you're interested in color shifting, and I wouldn't mind getting more colors from them. It's just that at the moment, I definitely don't need to like buy more watercolors. I did this as like a little break and a little treat for myself for working really hard on like merch making for TFCon. But yeah, highly recommend this set. Gorgeous colors, fantastic experience with these. And yeah, that's my reviews. These are my chameleons. And yeah, my name is Thank you so much for watching.